Hello, geometry kids. All right, here's the last new lesson for the school year. All right, we'll probably do a couple days of this. All right, we're gonna write the equation of a circle by completing the square. Now, this is the form of a circle: x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. All right, where hk is your center. Now, in order to get it in this form, we're going to need to complete the square. Now, this is what you want. First thing is you want the constant moved over to the other side. And while you're doing that, you want to group the x squared with the x and the y squared with the y. So I'm going to rewrite this so that it's x squared plus 4x plus the square number plus y squared minus 12y plus the square number equals negative 4, because when I bring it over, you change the sign, plus the two squares we got to bring over, right? So to complete the square, remember you got to take half of the x term, half of 4 is 2, and square that. So that's 4. We're going to add that to both sides because remember, you got to balance. Whatever you do to the left, you got to do to the right. Bring down the plus, bring down the x, put it in parentheses. So this x plus 2 all squared is equivalent to this x squared plus 4x plus 4. Then you got to like double complete the square because you got to do the same thing for the y's. You got to take half of this 12, which is 6, and square it. 6 to the second is 36. And we got to add that to both sides. You bring down the minus, you bring down the y, you put it in parentheses, you put a plus in front. And on the right side, you combine all this. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0, plus 36 is 36. So now this is our equation in vertex form, right? Just like before, our center is the opposite of these numbers. So this is positive 2. The x value is negative 2. This is negative 6. So the y value is positive 6. And remember, this is the radius squared. So our radius is the square root of 36, or 6. All right? You could not see that the center was negative 2, 6, and the radius is 6 by looking at the equation in its original form, which is the reason why you got to go through this whole process of completing the square. So it's a double complete the square, essentially. All right? I'm going to model some examples. I think I'll model 2, take a break, and do 2 more in another video. So that's what we're going to do here. All right? Same thing for number 4. I'm just going to go across instead of down. I want to group the x's together. So I'm going to rewrite this as x squared minus 10x, but I got to leave a space for the square term, so I'm grouping these two. Then I'm going to group the y's, y squared plus 20y, plus, though, I got to leave a slot, equals that 61 I got to bring over, and then got to leave a spot for the square of the x, and then a spot for the square of the y. Right? This is a lot going on here. All right, so to complete the square, we're going to do half of this number. Half of 10 is 5. Square that. That's 25. We're going to add that on both sides. Bring down the minus, bring down the x, put it in parentheses. All right? So basically, x minus 5 squared replaces this. This is the factor, right? Negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. Negative 5 plus negative 5 is negative 10. We're going to do the same thing for the y. Half of 20 is 10. Then you got to square it. 10 squared is 100. So that's what we're adding to both sides. All right? Basically, you bring down the plus, you bring down the y, put it in parentheses. On the right, you're going to combine the negative 61, the 25, and the 100. And it comes out to 64. All right, so here's my equation in vertex form. Remember, my center is the opposite signs of these. So the center is positive 5, negative 10. And your radius is the square root of 64. Because remember, this is r squared. So our radius is 8. All right, I'm going to pause the video. And then I'm going to work out a couple more examples. All right? All right.